Hello, hello. It is Mercury retrograde in Pisces. I thought I would start on the readings for March a little bit early. I think what day is it? Wednesday um, is Pisces season. So I was gonna start out with the water signs first, and then go forth on the other signs. So Pisces, it's your reading. Right now I'm shuffling the cards real quick and then getting into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Alright, shuffle it 3 times. Cards together. Okay. Alright, Pisces. Read it basically what's going on for March for you guys. And we have the Mercury retrograde till the 10th of March. So I feel like a lot of you are going through a lot. I'm not sure exactly how Mercury deals with Pisces, but you got a lot of energy, I feel like, going on. Because usually Mercury, it's kind of out of place with Pisces. So I really don't know how that's going to affect you. I know I have Pisces rising, so kind of know the basics of what's going on. It's been very emotional for me. A lot of clearing energy. But let's get into your reading for March. All right. See what I can pick up. Trying to tune into your energy for March, Pisces. All right, you're coming into March with the Three of Wands. I feel like, Pisces, you have a decision to be made. You're trying to move forward, trying to move past maybe a difficult time in your life. I do feel like there could be some blocks. There could be some things preventing you from moving forward. Possibly past situation, past that you've maybe laid on, and now you're trying something new with your life. I do feel like there's maybe inadequacy you're feeling, a lot of doubt, insignificance, a lot of fears coming in, especially with the Empress right by the Three of Wands. You know, you've you've been on this path for some time, and I feel like it's about time to move forward in a new direction, whether that's new associations, new people, new relationships. But I feel like ultimately you've been overdoing yourself, maybe feeling like you've been giving too much to a situation, maybe something dealing with a Taurus possibly. And I feel like you're weighing out your odds with something, weighing out your decisions on how to move forward in life, how to be more in tune with yourself and going within, trying to, make a decision. I do feel like some Pisces, they're over the past. They're over making the same choices, being in the same situations of the past that maybe you or another person were juggling a decision. Maybe it was a Taurus that you were juggling. Maybe it was a decision that you two were trying to, come to terms with. And I feel like starting out in March, it's helping you to make the steps that are going to positively, influence you for the future. You could be dealing also with a fire sign, also a Leo. I heard Sag. Um, I think the sun cards kind of reflect, where you want to be. You're in a new place, you're in a new environment, new situation that you're trying to invest in. I do feel like there's a lot of power struggles maybe this month, maybe getting out of a situation that's not giving you what you need. But I feel like it's internal, it's coming from the internal aspect of yourself that I feel like for some of you, Pisces and Cancers get lost in this idea of we want to give our hearts to someone or something. We want to invest in something, but I feel like the problem that we tend to get into and the trouble we tend to get into is when we overgive. A lot of Pisces may not say it, but I feel like when I get into the energy of Pisces, I feel like a lot of them go through grief that they don't talk to people about. You know, they pretty much are the thinkers, in my opinion, kind of like Geminis with that. You know, they deal with internal struggles that nobody likes to talk about. Nobody really discusses with them. But when you have the two fishes, kind of like Gemini, when you have the two twins, per se, that you're the same person, but sometimes it's like you go with the ebb and flow of things. And I feel like when it comes to you, Pisces, you know, you've been struggling with this inner conflict, this lack mentality of loving yourself. And you're getting to realize that, you know, you've took care of people. You've helped people throughout your years of involvement. You know, we're coming into Aquarius season. Or not season, but like the years of Aquarius. You know, you've had your time. You've had your preparation for a lot of things that you're trying to still process through the subconscious. I do feel like there's a lot of lack you're going through. You know, like everything is not to the T. Like it just feels like there's something lacking within your energy. Um, where you get caught up in everybody's drama. You get caught up in this idea of being there, persistent for people. But a lot of times you get left out. And something that I've had to come to terms with, you know, I feel like you give freely. Similar to a Cancer, you guys give freely to people. But at the same time, a lot of you tend to get pushback. And I don't know what it is about Pisces and Cancer sign, but they're not getting what they want. I really pray that you guys start receiving everything that you want. For those of you that don't quite have everything, I pray that this month you will receive everything you want. And I feel like that's why these energies are here. You have the Three of Wands, the Sun card, but a lot of this reverse energy. So I think this is a key component for March. Getting on your path, focusing on your happiness. You know, there's always this need or this lack of external issues going on the surface, but there's so much of this conflict within you that maybe you don't have the words for. You know, you don't want anyone hurt through the process of this. Like you question things. I do feel like a little bit of deception with this, the Sun card, when I'm looking at the eyes. I feel like you're hungry for something. You're hungry for love. You're hungry for attention. You're hungry for something, Pisces. And I feel like a lot of you haven't really got it. A lot of you invested a lot of time here in a situation. It could be a new situation. Or you're single and it just seems like, you know, you got you. I do feel like some of you have been really bogged down by betrayal of others. I also feel like that some of you Pisces may have had conflicts with people in the past, exes, people that you've known, and you want them in some way to suffer. You want them in some way to feel that they're going to get their justice due, or in some way feel the same pain you felt. But I feel like you're only doing it to yourself. Because I feel like, you want, like, I am no way and no judging anyone for doing what they're doing, but like, I feel like for some of you particular Pisceans, those who've had a lot of conflicting karmic energy sent to them, or they feel like this, or they feel like, people are going to get their justice due, and they're just aggressive when they come across talking to social people, platforms. Karma, to me, when it comes to karma, whatever you put out, you're going to receive. Whatever you do to another person, you do to yourself. And I think for some Pisces, haven't quite got that. Because I feel like when our normal Piscean reaction, when someone's hurt us, we want them to pay. We want them to suffer. We want something bad to happen to them, so they can feel that pain, feel that justice, feel death almost itself. And I've heard one Piscean say that once someone has cut out of their life, or they've cut a person out of their life, they're dead to them. It becomes a cruel thing for some of you, I feel like, where a lot of you want people to feel pain, but that only brings you lower. It brings you in this revenge state of mind frame. And I feel like it's about, yes, people make mistakes. People have done you wrong, I feel like, in the past. And currently, there's some people that may have hurt you so much that they become dead to you. But at the same time, I feel like if you truly understand karma only gives what you put out. And a lot of people use karma as the idea, and I know some people may disagree with this fact about karma, but to me, karma is basically an energy of giving and receiving. And I feel like it's the energy of, if I do you harm, if I put a spell on you, if I put hex on you, or any of that, I'm actually doing it to myself. And I think that's something a lot of you really need to understand when you're dealing with energies, when you're dealing with negativity, that our first initial response is, I want that person to pay. I want them to feel as much pain as I did. But you don't realize that they go through lessons. To me, that's what karma is. It's lessons, but it's not a judgment call. And I feel like a lot of people misinterpret when it comes to karma, that I hope they get their justice due. I hope they feel the pain that I feel. When honestly, if you really look at it from a different perspective, judgment is not for the rest of your life. That's not what karma is about. Karma is the ebb and flow of things. If you're gonna be mean to a homeless man, you may have not been in a past life. I mean, in this life, you may have not been that homeless person, but I'm pretty sure in a past life, you were that homeless person. A lot of people don't understand that we want to pass judgment to people, but we don't understand that that person in some way is us in a different scenario. You know what I mean? So I've learned with people, when people have done me wrong and treat me wrong, I try to step back and observe from the outside in and realize that, I want sometimes people to understand what I'm going through. I want them to feel the pain in some way. But at the same time, I have to realize that person is another version of myself, whether it's in a lower vibration, a sadistic version, because it's like we all have many levels of ourselves. I feel like, Pisces, you may have been angry about someone that's hurt someone else. I do feel like that. And, maybe someone in your close circle, you've seen them go through something. You've seen them grieve over what someone else did to them, whether it's abuse, whether it's child abuse, whether it's a form of isolation. You've been through that. You've seen this person suffer. But at the same time, what good is it to focus on that negativity, that person's cause? Because that person had to go through the pain that they had to go through as a lesson. Not in a way of judgment lesson, but in a way to improve and grow as a person. I feel like that's what we need to take as. When someone has caused little pain on someone, it's not the fact that they cause pain. It's the fact that that person is a mirror image in some form of who you were in a past life. Let's say if it's child abuse, that abuser in a past life is you. When you come to understand how things work, Pisces, you'll understand that it's a cause and effect. It's not what he said, she said, done. It's the fact that everyone is connected. Everyone has to go through these lessons. Because maybe there's something that they missed along the way. Maybe there's something in their past life that they were. Like, let's say if you know an abuser, okay? And that person abused someone you knew for so many years. And you start to change and shift your perspective as we're all capable of that. We're all capable of violence. We're all capable of sins that nobody wants to talk about. And I feel like a lot of times when we know someone's in pain, or we know someone is being abused, or something to that nature, we automatically react as that person is different than us. And I feel like there needs to be a shift in your perspective. And I recently heard this, and I'll close with your reading. Pisces is a mirror. The energy of Pisces, a lot of people don't know this, but when it comes to the sign of Pisces, Pisces will mirror who you were. Pisces in some way reveals things about yourself that maybe you didn't know. And I think that's a lesson to take as heart, that people that come into your life, they're there through lifetimes to teach you things. They're there to help you grow and evolve. And I feel like when it comes to past lives, and some of you may not be into this kind of stuff, but I feel like we come here to learn lessons. We've also come here to teach other people. And I feel like when it comes to you, Pisces, you've been through it all. You've already had the ins and outs. You've been every person almost, incarnated. You've experienced so many lifetimes that you know the end result of something. You see the end result of things. So if that's true, a lot of it is going inside, realizing that there's a lot of low vibration people out there. So when you've been caused hurt, pain, sorrow, that person is some way going to learn that lesson. So it's like a lot of people want to put judgment on people that are abusing people, that are doing heinous and cruel things to people. But we don't have to do anything. That's the thing about the law of the universe. We don't have to do anything. The universe in itself will give the lesson